afternoon to Sue's Workshop. Hope you are all having a wonderful day. Today we're going to be discussing Sadie by Courtney Summers. This book literally devastated me. I'm going to start by saying this book, and I guess some parts of this review, the book discusses some tough subjects, like child abuse, molestation. It is not explicit in any way, and just knowing that it happened, I think, is traumatizing enough. In the book, it's just, it follows Sadie, and this is like a split medium kind of book too, not just a split POV. Sadie is on the hunt for Keith, her sister's killer. She knows, given how her sister, her 13-year-old sister, was murdered. Again, we're not given details, but you know why Keith murdered her, and just knowing that, it just kind of breaks your heart. Sadie is looking for him because she is going to kill him, and more power to her. The other perspective follows West McRae. Now, he's doing a podcast titled The Girls, and he is looking for Sadie at the behest of someone who's basically her grandmother and her sometimes absentee mother. So they asked him, please, can you look for Sadie? So he's looking for Sadie. So he's trying to catch up to her. He's trying to find her. He found her car, her abandoned car, and that's it. Now, how did the car become abandoned? And that's all of Sadie's story. And so he's retracing her steps. And oh my god, this book just emotionally drained me, and it was emotionally frustrating. And I loved every minute of it because it was real. It felt very realistic, and it felt very gut-wrenching and heart-wrenching, and it was just, half the time I was just screaming at these characters. Like, everyone's like, oh yeah, Keith's a great guy. It's like, no, he's not. He's a monster. Like, but that's the thing. You don't always recognize the monster. He is very much a wolf in sheep's clothing, and just the fact that Sadie herself had to experience his monstrosity as a child was just awful. Just knowing it. I mean, Sadie's whole journey is so emotional, and I just want to yell at Wes and be like, oh my god, hurry up and catch up to Sadie. Hurry up and find her. When I got to the end, I had to reread it probably 3 times because I was emotionally invested in this entire novel. Emotionally invested, emotionally frustrated from beginning to end. But that's a good thing. I like books that make me feel. I like books that make me just rip out my heart and just like stomp on it. And that's exactly what this book did. And it's still with me. I think I read this book like 2 months ago. Yeah, I know, I'm behind on my reviews, I get it. But I'm just still reeling from it. And I think I'm going to be reeling from it forever, especially after that ending. It's just emotionally, it takes a toll on you emotionally. But I have to applaud Courtney Summers' writing and storytelling, because she talks about these tough subjects, but she is never, ever explicit. And I think that that's wonderful, because I think a lot of people or a lot of writers think you have to be explicit. in order to get the point across. And you don't. Say less. Say more with less. And I think Courtney Summers does that brilliantly. You know, as I learned in school, you know, my creative writing teachers, they kind of just drill this into you. Show, don't tell. And you can show with the minimalist to no detail. You just need tone. You need emotion. You need those small little details, like a hand shaking or your heart racing. And Summers does that brilliantly with this story. I will say this is not a book for the faint of heart. I really do think you should read this book 100%. This is a 5-star book. 100% without a doubt. This is a 5-star book. I'm telling you that right now. But if you are a parent like me, you will struggle with giving this book to your kids. And I think read it first and then let your child, I would say, no younger than 13. No younger than 13. Really, if I want to be honest, like 14. But, you know, kids are maturing now. I think it's important that we acknowledge that and we don't censor things for them. But read it first. That way your kid can then, you guys can have like a mini powwow after it, you know, and I think that that's good. You know, this is definitely a book I think should be discussed in the class setting as well. It's just phenomenal. But it is not for the faint of heart. It is emotional. It is not explicit in any way, shape, or form. Once again, it's just, God, this book ripped my heart out. It really did, but it was so good. So yeah, 5-star. 5 stars. 5 stars. If you want to purchase the book, I will include links in the description below where you can purchase the book. And on that note, I hope you all will continue to support me here by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing it with all your book loving friends. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, happy reading.